Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Missy and I'm really happy to have you joining me here today. So today I have a short video. It's not going to be very long, but I'm going to show you how I feed my worms. So a few weeks ago I did a video showing you how we made the worm bed that we put them in and all of that, and today I'm going to show you how I feed them and kind of tell you a little bit about what I feed them. So right here I have what I'm going to feed them today. And so this is just some potato peelings, some squash, some zucchini, some peppers. In general, our worms pretty much eat the same thing all the time because they eat what we eat, and we kind of eat the same vegetables all the time. We do have different things, you know, for the seasons, but like right now we have squash and zucchini. We have peppers, bell peppers, banana peppers. I don't feed my worms any hot peppers like jalapenos. We have those, but I don't feed those to them because, you know, I don't know if it would hurt them or not, but it would hurt me if I was a worm and somebody fed me jalapenos probably, so I don't feed them hot peppers. There's a few other things that you're not supposed to feed them, like onions. You're not supposed to feed them citrus, things that are high in acid, no dairy, no fats, so nothing that has oil, you know, like oils on it, and then no meat or anything like that. So basically vegetables, yeah, I guess that's the main thing they would eat. And they don't have to be in really good shape. Like, they can be vegetables that are starting to rot, that are starting to mold, whatever, that's fine, because that actually, if they're a little bit more decomposed, then it just helps the worms to be able to go through them quicker. So when I first got my worms, I thought that I would just like take this and just chunk it in the worm bin just like it is. But I found out that it's better not to. It's better to make all of this smaller. Now, you could put it in there like this. They would eventually eat it all, but it makes it a lot easier for them if you go ahead and break it down. So that's what I'm fixing to do. I'm going to show you how to do that, how I do that, and then I'll come back and show you how I feed them. Okay, so here's my food. It's ready to go. There's a couple little big chunks in there, but for the most part, it's all broke up really good. So that just makes the worms be able to eat it a whole lot quicker. So let's go ahead and take the lid off. And I don't see any worms on the lid. Sometimes they've been up here. You can tell from the dirt, but I don't see any up here right now. So my compost looks like it is really ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed them on one side today. This is how they say you're supposed to do it. I'm going to feed them on one side, and then I'm going to come back hopefully next week and try to so all the worms should come over here to the feeding side, and I'll try to get some of this out of here on the other side. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. I don't have a plan yet, but hopefully I'll come up with a plan by the time it's time to do it. So right now, I'm going to dig a trench down in here with my hand. See how rich this is? This did not look like this when we started. If you go back and watch my video of when we started this thing, we put some coconut stuff in here. I don't even know what it's called, but it didn't look like this at all. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you can see worms that are in here when I'm moving this. That's because I've been feeding them over here on this side, because every week I keep thinking I'm going to go ahead and do this, but I haven't gotten another bin put together yet, and I need to order the coconut stuff to put in here also. So that is why the worms are over here on this side. And I'm gonna go ahead. I also brought some bedding in here also, because you want to put the food is the green matter, and then the bedding is what they call the brown. And they can actually eat the bedding. They can, I guess they bed in it, but they can eat it too. And so what I have for that is some shredded paper. So I keep some shredded paper all the time so that I can use that. You could also use cardboard. There's a lot of different things you can use. But I'm going to take this shredded paper and I'm going to put some of that down here in the bottom. Then I'm going to put a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put my food in here. Just like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit more shredded paper on top. And then I'm just going to cover all of that up. So you want to make sure that your food is always covered up, because that helps with not getting flies and stuff like that. And this is a little bit of bedding that was still in there. Helps with not getting flies and bugs in your worm bin, which I've never had a problem with that, but I always just cover up my my food really well every time. Worms. Where'd that little hunk of bedding I was looking at has some tiny little worms in there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's some tiny little worms. There's one in this. So I guess that's where they lay their eggs. Let's see, there's some tiny little worms in there. But let me put that back in there. So cover up all the bedding, cover up all the food, put the lid back on it, and we're good to go. So worms really are one of the easiest things that you can grow. Looks like I have a lot of little ones in here. That's what I'm not really sure how I'm going to get my compost out without getting all my little worms. See, there's a little bitty one right there. And, you know, I don't want to hurt them. I also don't want to take them all out of here. I want them to have a chance to grow up and do their thing, composting. So anyway, this is how I feed them. And hopefully in the next week or two, I'll show you my attempt to get my compost out of here and separate my worms from my compost. It should be interesting. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, well, I hope that you enjoyed this video and maybe you learned something from it. If you have been thinking about getting worms, you kind of have an idea of how easy it is to feed them, because it's really not very complicated. And anyway, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will be back next week with another video.